So come to exercise 4.6. Here question number 3. In a class 3 by 5 of 45 students are boys. Okay. Now find the number of girls in the class. So here total number of students 45. Okay. And 3 by 5 of 45 students are boys. So the number of boys in this class is 3 by 5 into 45. Now 45 is a whole number, right? So place here 1 in the denominator. Now divide 45 by 5. 5 nines are 45. Now 3 nines are 27. So the number of boys in this class is 27. Okay? And the total number is 45. So the number of girls, just subtract 27 from 45. This is the number of girls in the class. Now subtract 27 from 45. Consider here 15 because 5 is less than 7. So after 7, 8 and take this one here and subtract from 4, we'll get 3. Now 2 minus 3 is 1. So the number of 18 girls are in the class. So our answer is 18. Now next problem. Princess bought 6 and a 1 by half kg of mangoes, and if the cost of 1 kg of mangoes is 12 and half rupees. Okay? So find the total cost of mangoes. Here weight of mangoes 6.5 kg. Okay. Now 1 kg of mango cost 12 and 1 by half. Right? So we have to find the cost of 6 and 1 by half kg of mangoes. Okay? Which means multiply. This is a mixed fraction, right? Because this is a combination of whole number and a proper fraction, which means this is a mixed fraction. So multiply 6 and 1 by half with 12 and 1 by half. Now first convert this to mixed fraction into improper fraction. So 6 into 2 plus 1 equals to 13. So we get here 13 by 2 into, now convert this mixed fraction again. So 2 into 12 plus 1 is equals to 24 plus 1 is equals to 25. Right? 25 by 2. Now first multiply both the numerators and then multiply both the denominators. Okay. So multiply 25 and 13. Okay. 3 5s are 15. 1. 3 2s are 6 plus 1, 7. Now 1 5s are 5 and 1 2s are 2. 5 plus 7, So our numerator is 325 divided by 2 to the 4. Now this is an improper fraction, right? So again convert this improper fraction into mixed fraction. So divide 325 by 4. Now 4 8s are 32. Take this 5 here. 4 1s are 4. So 1 is our remainder. So take this 1 as the numerator and 4 as the denominator. So our answer is 81 and 1 by 4. Where 81 is a whole number and 1 by 4 is our proper fraction. So the total cost of mangoes is 81 and 1 by 4 rupees. Next, problem number 8. A tailor needs 1 and 1 by 4 meter of cloth to make one shirt. Okay, so how much cloth does he need to make 12 shirts? So here the tailor needs 1 and 1 by 4 meter of cloth to make one shirt, right? So we have to find how much cloth does it need to make 12 shirts. So here we have to find, to make 12 shirts, how much cloth does it need. Okay, which means we have to multiply this mixed fraction with this whole number 12. Okay, so first convert this mixed fraction into improper fraction. So 4 into 1 plus 1. 4 1s are 4 plus 1 is equals to 5. So 5 by 4 into 12. Again place here 1 as the denominator because 12 is a whole number. Now reduce this fraction, divide 12 by 4, 3 4s are 12 and 3 5s are 15, right? Which means the tailor needs 15 meter of cloth to make 12 shirts. Okay, so this is our answer. Now from this chapter we have learned how to multiply or add, subtract two fractional values, or how to convert a mixed fraction into a proper fraction, improper fraction, and also what is multiplicative inverse, right? Now in our next chapter we will learn about decimals, which is nothing but an extension of this chapter, because decimals are another form of represent fractions or fractional values. So come to your next chapter, decimals, chapter 5, page number 80. Suppose this is a chocolate, okay? Now divide this chocolate into 10 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, then each of this part is known as 1/10. You can write it as 1/10, and in decimal form we can write it as 0.1. This is a fraction. We know that this is a fractional value, right? And this fractional value is equal to 0.1. Here this point is known as decimal point. Okay, now if we consider 2 out of 10, then again we can denote it as 2/10, and this value is equal to 0.2, and this is the decimal value of this fraction. Again, this point is known as decimal point. Now same, if we consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Again we can write it as 0.6. Okay? Now let us see how can we combine a decimal value with a whole number. Now suppose you have 3 chocolates, okay? 1, 2 and 3. Now divide this last one into 10 equal parts. 3, 4. Okay? Now consider 1, 2 complete chocolates and 6 part out of 10, which means 6 by 10 of this third chocolate. Okay, which means now you have 2 complete chocolates and 6 by 10 of the third one. Now we can write 6 by 10 as 0.6, right? So now you have 2.6 chocolate. Here this point is known as decimal point. Okay? And this part of this decimal point is known as whole number part. Okay? And this part is known as decimal part. Okay? Is it clear? So if we consider suppose this number. So here this point is our decimal point, right? This whole part is our whole number part, which is 108, and this portion, this part 06 is our decimal part. Next we will see if we divide the same chocolate into 100 equal parts. Okay? Then each of the parts is known as 100s. Now suppose consider this chocolate and divide it into 100 equal parts. Okay? Up to 100 equal parts. Then each of this part we can write it as 1 by 100, known as 100s. 100s. Same if we divide this chocolate up to 1000 equal parts. Okay, up to 1000 equal parts. Then each of this part, and consider suppose this one part, then we can denote it as 1 by 1000. and we call it as 1 thousands. Now let us see the decimal value of 100s and 1000s. Decimal value of 100 is 0.01, and similarly if we consider 2 part out of 100, then we can write it as 0.02. 3 by 100 is written as 0.03, and so on. Similarly, if we divide this chocolate into 1000 equal parts and consider 1 out of 1000, can write it as 0.001, 1 more 0. Okay? Same 2 by 100 as 0.002, and so on. So these are the decimal values. Okay? So here in your exercise 5.1, first question number A, write the shaded parts as fractions and as decimals each of the following. Okay, so here total number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so write in denominator 10. Okay, and we have considered 1 part, 2, 3 and 4 part, right? Which means our fractional value is 4 by 10, and we know that we can write it in decimal value as 0.4, right? Here 1 is followed by 1 0, right? That's why we are placing this decimal point at 1 decimal place. Okay, so if we divide 22 by 10, the decimal value will be 2.2. Why? Because here look at our denominator. Look at the denominator. Here 1 is followed by only 1 0, right? That's why we are placing this point at 1 decimal place. Okay? Now if we divide 2 by 100, here 1 is followed by 2 zeros, right? 1 and 2 zeros. So the decimal value will be 0.002. Sorry, that was a mistake, 0.02. Okay, why? Because here 1 is followed by 2 zeros, right? So place the decimal point at 1, 2. Two decimal places. Okay? Similarly, if we divide 22 by 100, we will write it as 0.22. Because here in our numerator we have 2 digits, right? So place this point, insert this point at 2 decimal places. Next, if we divide 2 by 1000, here 1 is followed by 3 zeros, right? So write here 0.002. The point is before 3 decimal places, because here in denominator we have 3 zeros. Similarly, if we divide 22 by 1000, we will write 0.022. Again, here the decimal point is before 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now look at here. Question number 2. Here we have considered 2 complete holes. 2 complete holes, and the total part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So write 10 in the denominator, and we have considered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 10. Right? Now we can write it in decimal value as 0.5, which means 2 complete holes. This part is known as whole number part, right? This side of this decimal point is the whole number part. So write here 2 and 0.5. This part is known as decimal part, and this is the decimal point. Okay? So our answer is 2.5. Next, question number 3. Divide 5 by 10. 0.5. Why? Because here in denominator we have 1 0. Next, 10 by 10 is equals to 1. Next, 1 by 10, 1 tenths, or we can call it as 0.1. Next, here the numerator is more than the denominator. Okay, so divide 70 by 10, we will get 7. A complete whole numbers. A complete whole number. Next, 49 by 10. 49 is not divisible by 10, right? So we can write it as 4.9. Why? Because in denominator we have 1 0. That's why we are placing this point at 1 decimal places. So this is a decimal place value chart, which is nothing but an extension of our place value chart. This is thousands place, hundred place, tens place, ones place, and here we have to put the decimal point. Okay, now this portion, this side of a decimal point is the whole number part, right? So this part is our whole number part, and this part of this decimal point is our decimal number part. Okay, so this place value chart, this decimal place value chart is nothing but an extension of our place value chart. Thousands place, hundred place, tens place, ones place, and after decimal point, first place value is tenths, 1 by 10. Tenths place value. Okay. After that hundreds, and after that thousands. So first put this number in this place value chart. Okay, 1.8, which means 110 first. Put this point. Okay, here first put this point. Now here we have 1 whole number and 8 tenths. 1 in place of ones and 8 in place of tens place. Okay, so we call it as 1.8 or 1 tenths, and here in place of point we can call it and. 1 ones and 8 tens. 8 what? Tens. So we can call this number or we can read this number as 1 ones and in place of point and 8 tens. Now next number, again put here the point 17.4, which means 1 tens, 7 ones and 4 tens, which means we can read this number as 17.4 or 17 and 4 tenths. What? 17 and 4 tenths. Next, again here put first the point, decimal point. Now 7 ones, the whole number part. Now look at this whole number part. Here we have only 7 ones. 0.56. 5, 6, which means 5 in place of tens and 6 in place of hundreds. So we can call this number as 7.56 or 7 and 5 tens 6 hundreds. Next, 185. First put this point. Now 185, which means 108 tens and 5 ones. Point again 7, which means 7 tens. So call this number, read this number as 185.7 or 185 and 7 tenths. Next, point 35.1. So 3 tens, 5 ones, 0.1 tenths. So read this number as 35.1 or 35 and 1 tenths. Now in your exercise 5.3, question number 4, give the place values of the colored digits in each of the following. So first one, here we have to find the place value of 9. Okay. Next, here we have to find the place value of 8. Here 9 and the last one also 9. So first place these numbers into this place value chart. Okay. So first read this number either as 75.96, the whole number part as it is and the decimal part as the digit wise, like 75 as usual 0.96, not 96, call it as 96. Next, here call this number as 919.987. Okay, so read these digits as read this portion of this number as digit wise. Next, consider this number, we can call it as 82.792. Okay. Now first place these numbers into this place value chart. Okay, 75, which means 7 tens and 5 ones. 0.96, which means 9 tens and 6 hundreds. So from here we can find the place value of 9. The place value, okay, first tell me, you already know the place value of 7. Here the place value of 7 is 7 into 10. Why? Because here 7 is in place of tens, okay? Tens digit. That's why we are multiplying 7 with 10. Now, here we have to find the place value of 9. So by the same process, multiply 9 with 1 by 10. And know that 9 by 10 is equals to, consider here 1, because 9 is a whole number. Now 9 ones are 9, 10 ones are 10, right? We know that 9 by 10 we can write it as 0.9. So this is the place value of this digit 9. Okay? Next, come to your next number, 38.1. So first, place the point. The whole number part is 38, which means 3 tens and 8 ones. 0.1 tens, right? Here we have to find the place value of 8, which is easy. 8 into 1 is equals to 8. So the place value of 8 is 8 itself. Next, 900. First, place the point. Here, the whole number part is 919. So first, place 919s. Point 987. 9 tens, 8 hundreds and 7 thousands. So now tell me the place value of 9. So place value of 9 is 9 into 1 by 10, which is again 9 by 10, and this is equals to 0.9. 9 by 10 means 9 part out of 10. Okay? Next, our last number, 82.792, which means 8 tens, 2 ones, 0.792, which means 7 tens, 9 hundreds and 2 thousands. So 792. Again, the place value of 9 will be 100. This is hundreds place, right? So 9 into 1 by 100. Again consider 1, the denominator. 9 ones are 9. 1 into 100, 100. So 9 out of 100, we can write it in decimal value as 0.09. Why 0.09? Because here in the denominator 1 is followed by 2 zeros, right? That's why this decimal point has 2 decimal place. Okay, is it clear? So our answer is 0.09. Next we will learn how can we express these decimal numbers into fraction. Okay, so consider this first number 14.64, right? So first write 14, 6, 4 this whole number without this decimal point in the numerator. Okay, so our first step is write this whole number but without this decimal point as our denominator. Next, write 1 for this point. Okay, because we are not writing this point here, so take 1 for this point and count the decimal places after this point. Here we have 2 decimal places after this point. So take here 2 zeros. Okay, is it clear? So our first step is, first write this whole number without this decimal point as the numerator. Okay, then take 1 in the denominator and count the decimal places after this decimal point. So 1 place and 2 place, which means this is 10th place and this is 100th place. So take here 2 zeros. Next number, write the whole number 1, 2, 3, 6. Now the zeros are meaningless, right? So take 6 in the numerator. Next, take 1 for this point and count the decimal places after this point. Here we have 10th place, 100th place and 1000th place, which means 3 decimal places. So take here 3 zeros. Okay, and next number, again write the whole number without this decimal point. Then take 1 for this decimal point and count the decimal place. Here we have only 1 decimal place, right? Only the 10th place. So take 1 zero. So this is the process of converting a decimal value into a fractional value. Okay. Here we have to convert these fractions into decimal value. So 6 by 10. In the denominator we have 1 0, right? Followed by 1. So take 1 decimal place. Our answer is 0.6. Next, 32. Here in denominator we have 2 zeros followed by 1, right? So place the decimal point before 2 decimal places. So 1, 2, so place here this point and take 1 0. So our answer is 0.32. Next, this is a mixed fraction, right? Combination of one whole number and a improper fraction. So first this is a combination of one whole number and one proper fraction, not improper. Here 5 is less than 100, which means 5 by 100 is a proper fraction. Now first convert this mixed fraction into improper fraction. So 7 into 100 plus 5 is equals to 700 plus 5. 705, right? So first convert this mixed fraction into improper fraction. Now look at the denominator. Here also 1 is followed by 2 zeros, right? So insert the decimal point before 2 decimal places. So 1, 2. So insert the decimal point here. So our answer is 7.05. Okay, that's all for today. So in our next class we will study about like decimals and unlike decimals. Thank you.